Hey guys, I'm Ariannes and welcome back to another video. So today's video is a bit different. It's really geared towards students who are going to be sitting final MBBS. So today's video is 7 tips for final MBBS. I really had to make this video, and that's for more than one reason. One being I feel way more confident now seeing that I've actually successfully completed my exams, so I feel like I'm more qualified to give this or to give these tips rather. And two, I feel like because I'm starting internship soon and I'm looking for videos, so I feel as if you guys are also looking for videos, so I was like, hey, let me make this, let me help them out. All right guys, so let's get started. So tip number 1 is study smart and not hard. And we always hear that, but I want you guys to really think about and internalize that statement because it is so true. I'm somebody who initially in med school, like in first and second year, and then something that I was working hard and not smart. And then after third year, I adopted the whole work smart, not hard mentality, and I started to live by that because I realized that working hard, all it does, fine, you might get some work out of it and some benefit out of it, but for the most part it burns you out. Like, it completely burns you out, and because you're not working smartly, sometimes you don't even end up covering the things that you actually should be covering, you know, because you're worried about working hard, right? I mean, you're in final year now, you've already figured out what works for you. I'm not gonna say, oh, change it, I'm not, but for the next few months, focus on working smart. Just work smart. It's a whole heap of material, like holy, not to scare you, but it's a whole heap of material. The good thing is, over the years you've been building on that material and sometimes repeating that material, so everything is not new to you at this point in time. But definitely work smart, guys. And additionally, what I want to add under this point is that, well, I don't know how you guys have been doing your work. I don't know if you guys have made notes coming up. Hopefully you have. If you're somebody who you've been doing that, great. If you haven't, don't worry, you can still, you know, make it through. But if you're somebody who you've been making notes from before coming all the way up, don't bother to go back over and write new notes. That is not working smart. Like, do not write over your notes. Trust the notes that you have. You're in final year now, so just add little jottings to it and you should be fine. And challenge yourself to the active recall. So whether you're going to read a topic and you discuss it with your friend, or, you know, practice questions or something, but challenge yourself to do active recall. And a part of working smart is, guys, we know what the high yield stuff are. I'm not saying that they're not going to bring some outlandish stuff, because they have to bring a 1 or 2 question. But for the most part, you know what the high yield stuff are. Don't spend most of your time looking on stuff so way out there, because chances are it's only 1 question on that. But the high yield topic, you might get a 3-4 question, right? So definitely work smart, guys. I can't emphasize this enough. Like, work smart. Please work smart. Second tip is to practice talking and talking confidently. For my final exams, I didn't have OSCEs. However, I've been doing OSCEs from third year come all the way up, and you have OSCEs in final year as well. So my advice to you, because you guys will be having OSCEs from now moving forward, and hopefully there's no more pandemic coming, but you'll be having your OSCE whenever you have to sit your final exam. So my second tip definitely is to practice talking. I want to say practice talking, like practice how you talk in your OSCEs. To me, the trick to OSCEs, to be honest, I mean, apart from practicing talking, is when you're in the exam, to bring the examiner where you want the exam to go, where you want the talking to go. Direct your OSCE, don't let them direct you. Remember that. Please remember that, because they'll bring you where you don't want to go, and only you know what knowledge you have. So try your very best to take charge of your OSCE and direct it where you want it to go. And one of the ways you can do that is by practicing talking. What I used to do when I had OSCEs is I used to practice talking at home, like give myself a scenario and I literally practice just talking out everything. And remember to time yourself as well. Just practice talking, and practice talking confidently as well, because if you're talking confidently, trust me, you will say foolishness and them will not know say it's a foolishness. It has happened before. I've been on a one round and somebody said something so confidently, and I stood there really wondering if it's me never know what me read. And even the doctor didn't even pick up until afterwards. Like, guys, speak confidently and practice talking. Just practice, right? And sometimes you do have the knowledge, but because you haven't practiced talking, it's hard for you to bring that knowledge out. So while you're doing your studies for your theory, guys, also practice talking. Just practice. It will come in handy for us, I'm telling you. Like, it really does. And as I said, bring the examiner where you want to go. It's always about where you want to go. The third tip is to ensure that the time you spend on your rotation counts. Like, guys, this is one tip that I feel like, I mean, they're all important, but this is extremely important. Like, now that you're in final year, you're doing over all your core courses, right? So it's the final time that you'll be seeing them until, you know, after you graduate. So it's the final time that you'll be taught. So I'm telling you, use this time to really immerse yourself in whatever you're on at that point in time. Use the time to really get the material, because that's the last time that you'll see it, basically. So use the time to do that. And personally, I feel like if you spend time during your rotations to really get the material, when it comes on to you having to study or practice or whatever, like, I feel like it becomes easier. For example, for me, for OBS and gynae, even though I spent more time on OBS, like, I really put in the work. Like, I put in the work for OBS. So really and truly, when it was time for me to start doing my revision, me I box off the OBS because I know it. Even though I did that rotation like maybe 2-3 months ago, like, I knew it. So really spend the time now to go through the material properly, right? Add your jottings wherever you need to, but go through your material thoroughly. And additionally, seeing that you guys will have OSCEs, like, use the time on each rotation to brush up on your clinical skills. And yes, I know MBBS coming up, Lord God, I have all this work to do, but still spend the time on your rotation. What I suggest, or what I tried to do while preparing, is when I'm on one rotation, if I want to do revision, what I do is I do practice questions from a different course, and you know, from that's where I get my revision. So I'm not reading like 10 million things or 10 million courses at once. Tip number 4, as we all know in med school, do practice questions. It's very important, or to me, I find it very important to go through questions for more than one reason. And one reason is the fact that it helps you to know what is high yield. Secondly, it helps you to know if you're actually ready for answer the caliber question in your company exam. And also, guys, use all of your resources that are there. Like, I'm telling you, use it. There's enough something there, you know, but the good thing is you have a year. Just try and space it out and go through the stuff that's there. If you guys need any materials, feel free to reach out to me on IG or wherever, and I'll definitely send you. But one thing that's extremely important is to go through, you know, the practice questions, go through all your resources, basically, right? Don't forget that, like, go through. One thing I want to add as well with practice questions is, whenever you're doing them, a way to help you to study as well is to go through why the other options aren't it. Tip number 5, and this is also very important, is to have a study group, guys. I cannot stress how important this is, to be honest. I don't know how I would have made it through without my study group. One thing I've realized in medicine is that no man is an island, literally, like, nobody. I don't feel like you can complete medical school on your own. I feel like that's actually impossible. And having a study group, like, it's amazing, and in so many ways. And one thing I want to say to you as well is, when you're forming your study groups for MBBS, do not make it too big. To me, too big of a study group isn't beneficial, because you end up talking, you have subgroups, like, it's too much. So have it small and have a study group with people who aren't, you know, idle. Make sure that they're comfortable and work. Make sure that they're pulling their weight, you know. Choose good people, because that will make or break your study group. So bear that in mind. But as I said, have a study group. In that study group, you can decide how it is that you want to go about studying. But personally, what my study group did is we went through practice questions like twice a week or so, and that was very helpful. So like we'd split the questions and we all go through, and then we'd say why it is the answer, why it's not the answer, and stuff like that. So that's very, very, very helpful. And honestly, it's very time consuming to go through papers, so it does help when they're split amongst, you know, the people in the study group, because you will all benefit from it when you actually go through the questions. So definitely have a study group, and you guys have OSCEs as well. So I would definitely say practice OSCEs in your study group. That would be very, very beneficial, because I would do that even like for clerkship exams, like just practice my OSCEs. Trust me, go through with your study group, guys. Like it does help, and it helps a lot. And even on those days when you're like, oh my god, I can't bother, I can't feel like, your study group comes in clutch. Have your tribe around you, have a good study group. It will help you to get through. Tip number 6 is to go to the review sessions that they'll have during your break. For MBBS, you do have like a little break before the actual exams, and they normally have review sessions, right? So to be honest, I never went to all of them because I was still, you know, studying. But I've heard people say that it actually helped with doing the exams, because normally they do bring some stuff from the review sessions, so it does help. I went to some and I can see where they did help, so definitely go to them. Do not skip them. They're very, very, very important. I mean, to be fair, sometimes it's a case where you have too much work to do, so you just can't do all of them, which that was my case. But I would say if you can, go to all of them, because they're extremely helpful. And our 7th and final tip. So this tip is maybe the most important, to be honest, and that is, guys, to take care of yourself. And I really mean it. Like, take care of yourself. Get rest, take a break, go out if you need to. Like, take care of yourself, because guess what, when you burn out yourself before the exam, what will happen when exam come? What will really happen when exam come? You may be way too fried and way too tired to even pass the exam, and we don't want that to happen. So here I say, take your breaks, rest, go out, like still try and enjoy life. Like literally, even though I had MBBS, I was still going out, and you can see from my IG page I was still going out. I was still relaxing, still having fun, still being Arianne, because at the end of the day, you have to strike a balance. There has to be a balance. Yes, it's the most important exam of your life, but at the same time, it makes no sense you put in all that work to get burnt out days before the exam, because how do you function after that? You don't. So as I say, take a break, relax, sleep. And as you guys all know, as medical students, you retain more when your brain is rested. So guys, it's beneficial. Like, get your rest, take your breaks and everything. Please, my look. But yeah, so this is it as the end of this video, and I hope you guys learned something. If you guys want me to do more, or if you guys want other videos for MBBS, or if you have any questions, feel free to ask and comment everything. Like, just let me know, and I'll try my very best to make more videos. I do have more videos lined up for this, because I'm like, hey, I need to do some MBBS videos, because I was freaking out during my MBBS period. So I need to make some videos to calm you guys down. And trust me, if I can pass MBBS, then I can more than pass it. I'm telling you God truth, and I can more than pass it. So definitely, guys, as I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys learned something. I really hope that you guys have a very successful exam season. I'm rooting for each and every one of you guys. I really am. And I wish you guys all the best. And yeah, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And yeah, bye guys.